What's up? So, welcome to the new review space. And yeah, so basically, new review space is really cool. Got the new review space. This is where I'll be doing my main reviews here in this new room. Probably gonna do a bunch of stuff. Probably gonna, but yeah. But anyway, yeah. So let's start off with the review. Boom. So what's up? We got The Flash season 3, episode 11, Dead or Alive. So this episode starts off basically that's kind of a reference to that song. And the legend of episodes will be coming after. So let's scroll episode after review. Yeah. I'll be reviewing Super episode 10. Episode 11, Legends episode 10 or 11, when I can remember, probably gonna be episode 11 because I'm going doing it in order, so episode 9 and 10 will not be there, sorry. So anyway, this episode, 9 and 10 will not be there, but I will mention why, because obviously because of the new stuff, and obviously because, well, really echoes in here rather than the other room. Echo. It really echoes in here. If you can hear the echo in here, it totally echoes in this room. So, anyway, this was the new review space. But anyway, this episode starts out with Barry and the team defeat him. Now where Julian's like, oh, hey, what's up? So this is how all your Team Flash business goes, and he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's how it goes. So, yeah. So we see a female person. So after defeating that random mad Barry goes, but then we see a female person attacks CC Jitters. Attacks CC Jitters, and that's where it's called CC. Attacks CC Jitters, and they're like, hey, what's up, bro? And they're like, oh, so what's up, dude? And yeah, they weren't really saying that, but they're like, oh, there's something going on with this meta. So, yeah. Something going on with the meta, so she's like, hey HR, what's up? And he's like, HR, human resources, how do you know this female intruder? And he's like, her name is Gypsy, and she's on her Earth as a collector. And they're like, what is she trying to collect? They're trying to collect the human resources because, yeah. So basically on HR's Earth, there was basically on human resources Earth, there was basically, like a meta attack. It was basically like people would use breaches to transport to Earth 19 and basically destroy it. So that basically the judges of Earth 19 basically created a trans-dimensional ban, which HR broke when he decided to come to Earth 1. And now Gypsy is trying to bring him back to Earth 19 so he can face death. Okay, Flash, you're really gonna get it. So yeah, so they're like, so Iris wants to write a story on this big crime guy. Joe and the cops got this, but she's like, hey, you know that these guys could kill you, Iris. And she's like, yeah, Savitar is gonna kill her, but she still wants to do this. So, yeah. So she basically has Wally, she distracts him while Wally's like, hey. So she basically has. So Iris does this for a story when the guys is about to kill her. Wally shows up and she's like, what were you thinking? Iris, like, are you trying to die? And she's like, and he's like, you better get out of here before the CCP sees you. And he's like, yeah, their dad's his biggest fan. And then we transition to Joe basically saying, oh, what the crap, you guys, you shouldn't have done that. And he's like, we told you to stay away, but you only did that. And he's like, where were you, Barry? Speaking of, where was Barry? Basically, this is where Barry was. Barry wants to challenge Gypsy to a trial by combat for HR, but then Cisco's like, he'll do it because he and Gypsy have this sort of romantic bond and basically love interest, the show loves their love interest. And yeah, the show loves their love, shipping people together. Basically, I think Caitlin and Julian become a thing. See? Love interest. The show loves doing it. So she's like, trial of combat means to death, right? And he's like, yeah. So Cisco so Barry's been dealing with that. So that's why he wasn't there to help Iris. Stop Iris from almost killing herself, dying. So Barry's like, what? So he's like, what the crap, Iris? What's wrong with you? And she's like, hey. And he's like, you're the only one that can, like, he's like, well, when her mom died, her mom never, got to, and he's like, hey, your mom had a lot to live for. She left a beautiful, a brave, courageous son, and a hot daughter named Iris. So, I'm gonna say hot, but I never said that, so, yeah. So Cisco and Gypsy basically fight. They also go to Earth 38 for some reason. As they're fighting, they transport all the way to Earth 38, and Eve watches them fight. And Eve even makes a comment, and she says, "This is her, or is National City getting weirder?" Very good Supergirl reference, Flash. To bet you can bring Supergirl, you had to get Eve, but you can have Supergirl show up, or Guardian, you had to get Eve. And where is James in all this? Like, Eve's just working late one night and happens to see two vibing metahumans fight each other. That's kind of crazy for her to witness. So, yeah, so Cisco beats her, and now and he's like, hey, since you failed, you're gonna tell the HR, and she's like, no. It's like, no, I'm failed. So the only way to do that is for her to tell them that HR RIP. So that means HR Human Resources can never go to Earth 19 ever again. Sad Human Resources, but yeah. Sad Human Resources, but then the episode ends with Barry saying, "What's your fast speed? I'm not gonna say some Savitar. You are, huh? Barry, this dude's a big getter. Why are you studying a big getter to save Iris?" Okay, Barry, I don't know why you're studying out this newbie to train. How's Wally gonna train fast enough to be at the top speed? Actually, I'm guessing Wally's basically at the top speed, faster than Barry when Barry began becoming the Flash. But obviously, from the point of view of the show, Barry's basically telling Wally to die, because how's he gonna be able to strong enough to save Savitar, stop Savitar, and save Iris? How's that even possible? Because if you count Barry's top speed, as Julian says, Julian's a snob, but he made a good point, is that Barry is at top speed. He needs to get much more faster. And Wally is much more faster than Barry, but not as faster as Barry is now. So how is Wally gonna save? And Gypsy and Cisco are kind of in this like love relationship, while Caitlin and Julian are also dating, sort of, because this is the start of their relationship. The show just doesn't do romance very well. If you saw my Arrow Season 3 videos and how Arrow Season 4 video on how I said that Arrow doesn't know how romance works, The Flash doesn't either. They just, like, Caitlin and Julian hadn't had any relationship, had any scenes together prior to that. Did they have it prior to Flashpoint? Prior to Returning to the Time in the new timeline that we didn't see? But that they're just fourth. I know that even currently in 2022 on season 8 of The Flash still does this thing where it puts two characters together in a fourth relationship. At least Arrow and Legends doesn't do this, but The Flash, it actually Arrow did for season 4, but at least for the remainder of Flash season, Arrow season 5 and 3, they didn't just say, oh hey, Thea loves Alex, but then she moves on and because Alex is dead. But anyway, that's it for this video. I like the new setup. But anyway, that's it. There's probably going to be a poster over here soon. Actually, after the whole, after we paint and do a bunch of stuff, put posters. But anyway, that's it for this video. And I'll see you next time for more of The Flash. See you next time.